Good morning, tribe. Welcome to Level Up Live. Whether you are here live or you are a part of Team Replay, I appreciate you being here. And as always, if you're enjoying the show, please hit the thumbs up because you know what? We like to feed the YouTube algorithm. It is fickle and the likes count huge. So awesome that you guys are here today. Today's topic is I came, I saw, I forgot why I walked in here. And I'm sure that so many of you can relate, except for a few who still are in your prime. But many of us can relate to this. So I wanted to discuss it as a topic. Also, on the YouTube side, there is a poll to kind of gauge where you're at with your forgetfulness. And I would appreciate it if you would go ahead and participate in that. So let's go ahead and see who's in the chat. So first one in, controversial cruising, Scott from Scottsdale. Good morning, sweetie. How are you? It was almost level up time. Now it is, in fact, true. So Laura is here this morning. Good morning, Laura. Thanks so much for coming in. And I did post a link at the top for those of you in the US and Canada. Make sure to order your dips and mixes today to benefit Helping Hands for Cruising. First of all, they're delicious. Second of all, Helping Hands for Cruising gets 50% of the order. So it is a huge fundraising opportunity for us. We are in the triple digits for funds raised so far, and we just started on July 1st. But quite honestly, for this fundraiser, I want to get into 4 digits. So I am relying on all of you to make sure to order your dips and mixes today. They have stuff for different dips, everything from savory to spicy. They've got stuff for drink mixes. They've got a whole host of stuff over there. And something's got to appeal to you. The prices are between $6 and $30, so all very reasonably priced. Please make sure you support the fundraiser. So Laura is saying she doesn't want to go to work with a big crying face. I understand that feeling, and I hope your Tuesday gets better, Laura. I really do. And Eddie Lugo is here with a big yo, yo, yo. How are you? And Ryan Scott reporting in. Thank you so much for coming in from PK Adventure Travels, my second Scott of this morning now. So soon I will be in Scott compliance. So Chat from Sea Leg Journeys is here with a big happy Tuesday. And yeah. So you all should hit every time I say the wrong name. Everyone here is mixed up CCA and controversial cruising, which is true. I tend to do it on every one of the broadcasts. I don't know if it's the alliteration of seeing the 2 C's that confuses me because your logos aren't the same. But again, I came, I saw, I forgot what I walked in here for. So here we go. Let's see. Ron from DeFam Adventures is here. Good morning to you. So great. And everyone is saying hey to each other, which I always love that folks are doing that. So Denise says, I call my kids by the wrong name, and it's not because they're twins. I do it most with Morgan. You know, that used to really annoy my kids when I would call them by the wrong name because I have one girl and one boy. So it's not like I really got those mixed up. So thank you so much for validating my forgetfulness, Denise. I'm glad that you are experiencing it too. And John Crawford is here. So great that you are here. It is great to see and hear from you, and glad you're getting back in action, and a happy Tuesday to you too. Cheryl with Cruising is Fun Anytime coming in. Good morning. How are you today? So great that you are here. So here we go. You mean controversial cruiser, Scott? Oh, now with the new channel, you guys are going to mess with me even more. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Okay. I have a problem with, oh, you get on Amazon and forget what you were looking for. I do that too, John. I get distracted by things that they're suggesting for me, especially right now with Prime Days. It's like being bombarded. And I'm like, I knew I came on here to order something specific, but can't remember exactly what it is. So Kathy Mills is here. Good morning to you too. And Aaron, good morning. So you are from home today, a day off. Fantastic. I hope you either have something fun planned or absolutely nothing planned and you're just going to veg and enjoy it. So I love those kind of days. Those definitely are great in my mind. So here we go. I leave home and forget where I was going. You know what, chat? I have started actually putting it into my GPS before I walk out to the car because I'll do the same thing. I sit in the car and I'm like, where was I headed? Was I headed to the market or pharmacy or where was I going? So that way, if I put it in my phone ahead of time, at least I've got the reminder by the time I take the long walk from the house into the garage, the attached garage. So that's how pitiful it is. And thank you so much for coming in, Kurt and Marcia. Hope you are having a great day. Great show today. And I loved your question. I don't think it's anyone's fault when you get the sunburn except your own. Unless, like Marcia said, when you're a kid, your folks should be spraying you down with that stuff on a pretty regular basis. So John says, Chet, I've forgotten how to get what road to take. Oh my gosh. Okay. So Beth and Christy love the survey. So glad you like it and hope you have answered. Thank you for coming in today. Why is the last week before vacation always goes slow? Because you're in countdown mode. You're in KMA territory and it always drags and drags and drags. So Cheryl's saying she wants to get back in bed. I don't blame you. It's definitely one of those days. Oh, and you still have your cold, so that is definitely no help, Ryan. That really is no help at all. Everyone's shouting out to each other, which is great. And Chet says, same here, John. And sometimes which road to turn on to get somewhere. Yeah. Chef Todd actually makes fun of me, but I use the GPS like all the time, even when I'm going someplace that I go constantly. So if I'm going to the chiropractor, if I'm going to the headache clinic, if I'm going to the nail place, wherever I'm going, unless it is the grocery store that or the pharmacy that is literally around the corner from the house, I always use the GPS because I get disoriented and I forget where I'm headed and all of that. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. So awesome that everyone is continuing to say hey to each other. I love that. And let's see, we've got hearts going on and big howdies coming in. Fantastic. And Laura says, John C., miss you. Yeah, I do too. I miss you too, Laura. Anyway, the conscious controversial cruiser. Now you're going to give me 3 C's. You're going to give me triple alliteration. Holy cow. My goodness. And Scott Smith is here saying good morning. He is driving and listening. Be careful out there. A lot of crazies on the road who do not pay attention and may not be using their GPS like we're talking about doing. And with Scott Smith coming in, we have 3 Scotts. We are in Scott compliance this morning. So that is always a good thing. It's a good omen for the day. So Laura says that she forgets the name of simple things. Like I'll say to my husband, can you get me that thing? And I can't remember the thing is called something simple like a pan. I do that all the time. And Chef Todd does that all the time. The other time that we do that, Laura, is when it comes to remembering someone's name, like an actor who was in a movie or a certain singer or band. And we'll be sitting there and going, the guy who was in that thing. And we'll look at each other and the other one will go, you mean Gene Hackman? And it's like, yeah, that was the guy. It's so crazy that sometimes we actually interpret those cues for each other. So I do love that. So Ron is reminding Ryan that the week before vacation is the longest ever. And then vacation week is the fastest week. That is a true statement. It does fly by. So, okay, Chet can relate to forgetting the simple things too. And I often forget to put laundry in the dryer. Yes. Yes, totally. Completely forget that I started a load of laundry and absolutely will just forget that. And it has to be rewashed because I leave it in there for so long. So I don't think I could get to a cruise port without GPS. For sure, I couldn't do that. Laura says she uses the GPS too, and her husband makes fun of her. Okay, I don't feel so alone. I know that we are all in this together. So fantastic. Sea Tripping with Kim and Scott are here. Good morning. How are you? Thank you so much for coming in. And an alliteration hat trick, sound the horn and throw the stuff on the ice. I love that. I don't have a horn and I can't throw it onto the ice, but I do have the 30-second dance party. 30-second dance party. Let's hear it for alliteration. That is fantastic. So, I'm glad to hear this from Chet that you and Robin from Sea Leg Journeys easily decipher each other's gibberish. It helps when you've been together a long time because you can definitely decipher that babbling sometimes. So John says he had to drive to the doctor's this morning and didn't take the normal route because he was going to stop at Dunkin' on the way home. Made it to the doctor's and forgot to stop for coffee. I came, I saw, I forgot why I walked in here. The struggle is real, people. The struggle is real. For Scots, we are in full Scott compliance. Absolutely. That is awesome. Yep. 30-second dance party. Love that. So you hate it when Chet hates when he does that. Yeah. It's so not just you, John. It is everyone. And remember that I've got a poll going on the YouTube side if you're in on YouTube that you can participate in, asking about some things that are forgetfulness levels so I can kind of gauge where people are with that. So, do you have any other instances where you forget things on a regular basis or lose things on a regular basis? Fortunately, I don't usually lose things. I just forget things, like forget words or forget what someone is talking about when they are referring to, like I said, an actor, a politician, a musician, an athlete, all kinds of stuff. So I'm glad it's making you feel so much better just to know you're not completely abnormal. Well, now let's be honest. Normal is totally overrated. I love staying weird, and I'm glad it's making you feel better. So the stuff that lands on the Teflon coated grooves of the brain. That is exactly how it is, Aaron. It is definitely that. So you usually forget your own premieres? Oh my gosh, Scott, that is so funny. You gotta set the alarm. So day my memory is so good I could win on Jeopardy. The next day I can't remember if I ate or not. That is a true statement. And you know what? I have actually found, Chet, it's not even one day to a next. Sometimes it's 1 hour to a next. I will be on one meeting and I'll be remembering everything, all of the details, all of the stats, hitting on all cylinders, not even having to refer to my notes. I'm just cranking and I'm like, I am unstoppable. And then I get on my next meeting and I don't remember my last name or my job title. So sometimes it's not even a full day apart. I gotta be honest with you. So, might be in everyone else's, but I forget mine. You're definitely in everyone else's premiere. So that is fantastic. So don't be too hard on yourself, Scott. You do have a lot of stuff going on the YouTube machine. That is a true statement, Aaron. He is the hardest working man in YouTube. And if you are not already following Scott, you definitely should be. So here we go. Chet is definitely agreeing with me. And you can remember the words to a 90s one hit wonder. Laura, I can remember the words to 1970s one hit wonders. So I can go even further back than that. I can definitely remember lyrics and show plots and characters and things like that from my childhood that I have no business remembering, but could not tell you what I had for dinner last night. No idea. Chef Todd might remember. I don't remember. And you know what, Captain Controversy? Do me a favor, drop hashtag tribe, TRIBE, in here. Let's get Nightbot working. And we are going to have Nightbot display Scott's YouTube channel. So if you are not already following him, you should be, because he is incredibly entertaining and his material is very diverse. Different games, different topics. So always focused on cruising though. And we love promoting him. And also he does have his own hashtag if he doesn't want to drop hashtag tribe, which is Scott's fault. Don't blame Scott. Join him instead. Absolutely. So, Chet says, Scott, that's why I put my premieres in the raid parade. Okay, so because they're on Friday and part of the raid parade, you don't have to think about it. It's all in there. That is awesome. So, yep, this is the way to find Scott. Make sure you go over and check him out. So John is saying when he was in the military, I was the unit administrator. I remembered most everyone's social security number as well as their date of birth. Only 110 people. I could never do that now. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. There is no way I could remember 110. I just couldn't. That's way more numbers and way more everything than I possibly could remember. So let's talk about what else you forget. And I love that people are kind of celebrating their little memory blips and their brain fogs and trying very hard to laugh through it, because the struggle is real. So Aaron says, I finished reading Flowers for Algernon the other day. I do believe that Charlie's mom certainly developed dementia or Alzheimer's. Her behavior sure looked that way. And this was a book from the 60s. Absolutely. I have not read Flowers for Algernon in ages. Love that book. Read it a ton when I was younger. And yeah, absolutely. Holy cow. Let's see what happened. I once remembered 100 phone numbers. I only know 2 now. You know 2? I think I know 2. I know Chef Todd's and I know mine. And I don't know hardly any other phone numbers. I have to think really hard to remember anybody else's phone number right now because everybody is on speed dial or is saved as a contact, and I just pull them up that way. So I don't even remember that stuff. So Scott saying, well, today I forgot to work. Banged in. I need a personal day, AKA a day to work on YouTube. That is so true. So, yeah. Oh, you used to actually see the number, like see the numbers in your head, all of those social security numbers and dates of birth and stuff like that. Chef Todd is really good at remembering phone numbers. I am not. I am terrible at it now, and I get worse at it as things go on. As time progresses, I get worse and worse at it. And soon I doubt that I'll even if I had to change my cell phone number right now, I would be doomed because I have had the same cell phone number for like 15 years, 20 years or something. And I don't know that I could remember another one. It's really crazy. And I'm with you, Chet. I do remember the McDonald's Big Mac jingle. Yes. Can still sing that, can still sing a bunch of the jingles. I mean, I won't sing for you guys because I like you. So I don't want to do that to you, but I can remember stuff that is totally useless unless in the realm of playing trivia games. And that's it. So, yeah, Big Mac, filet of fish, remember all the jingles. Yes. To all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. And I can't tell you, yeah, special sauce. There you go. And the Gilligan's Island theme song. So many theme songs I can totally remember. Absolutely. And John finished it off for us. There we go. Dollars to donuts. Bet your phone number, your phone is yelling at you. You that remembering phone number job to me, remember? Yes, that is exactly what is happening. That is too funny. Oh my gosh. And so true, Aaron. Okay, yeah, total throwback. You remember the match game theme song? Of course you remember it. You play it every week. Silly. Gets reminded. Fantastic. Okay. I am going to go ahead. Yep. And now it will be in everyone's head the rest of the day. Great to have an earworm going. I am going to go ahead and wrap up early because I have a meeting at the top of the hour that I cannot be late for and have to squeeze the YouTube in with the paying gig. So not monetized yet on YouTube. So I guess I still have to pay attention to the paying gig. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. And thank you for coming in, Paul. You're at the tail end, but thank you so much for that. And John, I like you so much, and I will forgive you for putting that earworm in my head because I hated that song as someone in high school when it came out with the name Jennifer. So thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you being here. Remember to go over and go live together with Cheryl, Jeremy, and Eddie next. They are coming up. Let me actually close out the poll. There we go. And I appreciate all of you coming in today. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Don't buy a Big Mac. I understand that. Scott dropped the link for Go Live Together. And when you go over there, tell them you're on the Level Up raid. Fantastic. Love you all. Mwah. Happy Tuesday. Stay weird, folks. Bye.